We will begin by removing two dryer roll units from the external dryer. So first let's open the door and take a look. So we've got two covers here on the front that need to be removed. 3 screws for each cover to remove them. We're going to go ahead and take these out of the way. Once these have been removed, you can see the 6 dryer roll units, and you can see the numbering here. 1, 2, 3 on the outbound side, 4, 5, and 6 on the inbound side. Next, we will remove the trough on the bottom here. There are 2 screws that hold that in place. And then there are guides that are near each of these roll units that need to be removed as well. 1 screw for each guide. Here are the brackets and the trough once they've been removed. We're now in the back of the dryer, and we're going to start by removing this entire center section, which is mounted on a plate in the rear of the machine. For each dryer roll unit, we will need to disconnect the hose coming in, the connectors for the lamps and their clamps, as well as these connectors here with the blue lines in them and their associated clamps. We'll have to do that for each one of the dryer rolls. So after all of the connectors are undone and the screws removed, this is the unit that we've taken out of the back of the machine to give us access to the heater roller units. Now that the rear unit has been removed, we have access to these heater rollers. We're going to end up removing 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3, and each unit has 3 screws that secure them in place. Back on the front of the unit, we're going to remove these 2 screws here, which will allow us to remove this bracket, which holds the unit in the front, and we're almost ready for removal. Once the front and rear screws have been removed, there is a handle on the front and another handle inside the unit near the rear, and you should be able to lift the entire unit out through the center cavity. To install the dryer units, you would reverse the procedure of the removal, reinstall the dryer units, and then reassemble that which we've removed. With the units removed and on the table, this is one of the lower units. Units 1 and units 4 have 2 thermostats, and they also have a contact type thermistor and a non-contact type thermistor called a thermopile. We can see this better on one of the upper 4 units here. The upper 4 have a single thermostat, and then over here we can see the contact type thermistor, which is engaged by a motor over here on the side. That's the contact type. And then behind this box over here on the side is the non-contact type, and the non-contact type is called a thermopile, and you can see that thermopile mounted inside the box there. When removing the thermostat, do not remove the rear screws here, because this bracket is a reference bracket for your thermostat assembly. Remove the inner 2 screws and the connectors, and then you can remove the thermostat from the heat roll unit. So again, we'll take a look at the differences between our heater units here. Our lower heater units have a different set of lamps, color-coded blue and white here. The upper 4 units use the red and white. On the PM on this, the lamps will be replaced on a yearly cycle. The other items in here are clean only or replace as necessary.